And so when Kieran was trying to explain himself, like, no, like I'm the Kieran, like I'm, the ninja guy. Yeah, I do backflips and stuff. I just remember just the only thing in my head. I was like, I don't believe you. Prove it. To which he then attempted to, in his words, do a backflip over the bathroom stall. To which he failed and fumbled his roll, and then in reality face planted into the wall and fell down. To which Petey has never let him live down.
No.
And never will let him live down. The response to this, of course, was to get up and do it again.
Which he finally did.
Which he did eventually.
But
I think I was nowhere near as cool as it would have been.
You found out why he told you that he was the Kieran.
I did. I found out. What did I find out again? This was so long ago.
You found out that he was like, "Oh, I helped you. I got rid of the evidence."
Right. Yeah, I got rid of the evidence, quotation marks. Fun fact, Petey had nothing to do with the explosion and had absolutely no reason to have been covered, quotation marks, covered up. But what he did find out the day before was that his father was the leader of the local band of
Italian
mafia. So the fact that the Kieran had written mafia symbols all over the crime scene then became his issue, to which I believe was the reason he got so angry in the first place. And then Elon had to come in and split us up.
What else happened in that bathroom? Something about the blue Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I remember.
Spoiler.
The thing. It was goo. It was the blue goo.
Yeah, the goo.
The gloob. Yeah, so we when we discovered that Tony revealed to me that he had found the splooge, and I having no idea what it was.
I was like, okay.
Was like, okay, cool.
And then Elon was like, oh, you mean this?
Oh, all right, I believe you. And then Elon, I guess at this point, Petey had become sort of a middleman to a situation that he had no involvement in, other than the fact that he has just been falsely defaced on the side of an exploded building. So now standing here way over his head and very, very concerned, he got a quick introduction into what was going on with Kieran having tracked down a freighter that had these weird blue like sploogey containers with lots of this splooge and a mark on it with the letter M on it. No idea what that means. He was absolutely it was one of those things where it's like, I really should know what's going on right now, but I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Basically, you calmed everybody down and
right. I used my masterful communicative skills to rally these two and say, okay, listen, we'll get to the bottom of this, but act cool for now, and let's all leave the bathroom together. I think we all left. I don't think any of us tried to leave at different times. All of us left at the same time. Everybody looked at us when we came back. And then I think the rest of the meal was pretty normal. I don't think Steve only said some crap when we got in the car, which I think is the next person's.
So yeah, what happened next was we were all we had the meal and we were talking about we should go see the meteor, and Steve offered up us for to go to the farm for the meteor and have an hour party there, and he's like, you want to go look at it now? And we were like, sure.
We did, and then during car ride, I talked to.
Did you ride with Steve?
I rode with Steve and Elon.
Yeah, I didn't ride in the car with you, and he found it. He was like, "So you're mutants, huh?"
Steve basically was like, "So mutants, huh?" And I was like, "What?" Which didn't work. Don't know why a 14-year-old can't lie. I don't understand what you mean. But yeah, basically, Steve offered to look into the splooge that we had found, and Petey also outed Elon as a mutant, but like but it was mostly out of frustration because Elon's whole mutant power was that he cannot be detected as a mutant. Basically, like he could have gotten out of it. Elon could have been like, "What mutants? What's going on?" But then Petey was like, "Just shut up. You're literally a squid. People can't tell, but you're a squid, and it's so obvious. My whole thing is animals. Why would I not be able to tell? It's so frustrating." And Steve was like, "Squid?
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure?" And yeah, we basically had a quick talk about going to Steve's a lab and letting him research us, but it was a good wholesome time of Petey being far too involved.
Yes.
And he
And
also
then when
I
you
think
got
made
out
a
of the
phone
car,
call.
you were like, "Mary, where the fuck did you find this guy?"
Yeah, I immediately went over to Mary. If I remember correctly, Tony was being an asshole as Tony was, and I got very, very, just very, very demicky at him. Mary almost had to put me in my place. She did so verbally and not special verbally.
Yes, the regular verbally.
Would you like to shut the fuck up? Basically.
Yeah, then you were like, "Mary, where did you find this dude? You need to be careful of him.
Who is this guy? Be careful. I don't trust him. Yeah, no, I think we got to the end of the session right when we all got to.
We did. We were still at the farm when the session ended.
Yeah, we all got to the session. I met Daisy.
Yes, Daisy Dukes got introduced.
Daisy Dukes, the sweetest lass.
Who definitely wears Daisy Dukes.
She definitely does. Not just like corduroys. It's not just like a weird naming convention that has nothing to do with her outfit at all. I think she was wearing like jeans.
Yep, nope, she was there. It was originally her farm that Steve bought. Her dad's farm that Steve bought. So there was bad blood between that.
Yeah, love that. Love it. I like how they'd still let her live there though. That's nice.
Right?
It's good.
I mean, you need someone to run the farm. He's not going to turn into a farmer. Who's here? Let's talk about that. Who's here right now?
It's me.
It's me.
It's me.
Can you use names?
No. I don't want to give up my sensitive information.
Not your real name, your freaking character's name. Alright, it's freaking Connor Creedence, it's Homer Runs, and it's Destroyer who plays literally everybody else.
It's called being a DM, and
it is being
I think
a DM.
you should refer to him by that.
Yes. Oh, whatever. Alright, so we just talked about... let's talk about session 2. After we left the hospital, I think nothing really happened to you guys, correct? Homer went home before the hospital episode ended.
Yes.
Yes.
Homer goes home. And then you woke up next morning, you hung out with a Monsieur James, who left sticky notes under your hospital bed, because he was like, "You need to get better," and you're like, "Dude, I was just high." Alright, then you all ended up going to the toffee shop.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I was calling Petey, because, he was in the room when it happened. Hamilton reference. So we were gonna talk about that, about the powers and all that good stuff. And also about the van, which I don't think has appeared yet in session 1.
No, it has not.
I got my mom to drive me there because I was getting discharged.
Yes. You were like, let's just go to a coffee shop. That's fine.
Yes, and then Petey turned into a fucking bird and just flew.
Even though he could have used your mom, it's fine. Alright, so then we had an entire conversation in public about Petey's powers, because we're very, very smart as teenagers.
Well, that's why you get telepathy, because...
So that happened. Then 3 of the boys went into the bathroom, had a suspiciously long conversation, and came back.
No inclinations there.
And then we left. What did Homer do?
I can't fucking read. I don't remember.
Okay. Anyway,
This is how you know it's
you
not
were in the
scripted.
car. You were in the car with Connor. You guys wasn't your mom taking you somewhere? You
I
were
was-
going. We were talking about Danny DeVito owning a roller skating rink. Am I right? Do you remember this? I remember
Yes.
this.
DeVito's.
Yes, you were like, Mom, take us to the roller skating rink. And Homer's like, I'll go. And you had a conversation about Homer joining your band.
Mhm.
At DeVito's skating rink.
Yes. Anyway, you guys were in the car. You have a conversation about Homer joining your band, but he has no time because he's on track to be a baseball star.
Well, he agreed to getting some lessons.
Anyways, Tony, what's up? What did you do after visiting the farm?
He's probably worried about his bastard. He'll go check on him. What time of the day is it?
Okay, so you're going towards your master, huh?
No, hold on. What time is it?
It's late afternoon.
All right, yeah. I'll tell everyone I gotta bounce. But yeah, bingo bongo. See you tomorrow.
All right, so you leave the farm and go off to find your master boyo. So once again, you slide down through the sewers like a real Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle would, and find your way with your master.
Hey, master, are you like okay? Also, why don't I have flashbangs?
As of right now, you find your dojo a little bit empty. Like all the stuff in there's, in their weapon rack and your dummy that you were fighting and all that, but the room is actually empty.
So there's no one there, but the stuff's still there, or is the stuff also missing?
Yeah, the stuff's still there.
All right.
Basically, it's still completely furnished. There's just nobody in there right now.
He's out. I'll leave a note.
All right, what's the note?
Master, checking in to see if you're okay. We'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. Whenever you look around for a bit, you see on a TV a event happening downtown. There has been a pretty big, like, explosion happen in the middle of the streets, which has
geez.
flipped over multiple cars. And you see, like, it's basically helicopter footage going around in circles while a man rushes into one of the banks.
Crap. Okay. Guess we're doing this. I'm gonna get my costume mask on if I didn't already have it on already, and Tony's just gonna get into shit.
All right, Tony, you're heading off in that direction.
Yeah.
All right, we will hop on over to Connor and Homer
Okay.
because you two are still in the car together.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are having your usual banter back and forth. Connor's parents has just asked you to more or less join the band with Connor.
And I
Mr.
said,
Homer.
yeah, of course.
They talked about training you to be a drummer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have like a busy schedule and you can't do it.
Well, I have a busy schedule, and I might be able to do it, but like not on baseball days.
Not on baseball days.
Not on baseball days, and if it's a scholarship interview day, not that day either. But
Yeah, you guys are having that conversation. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about while y'all are in the car together?
Do you know what the fuck is going on? Like, everyone's being really secret.
I don't know. But like, I'm just assuming it's family issues because I think I heard Mary talking about it.
I see. Hope everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you just talk about that, and well, yeah. While you guys are driving down the road, suddenly you see something happening, like just out of the corner of your eye. and
What?
something is rushing closer. Make
What
a
is?
perception check.
Oof. That is way better.
28.
That is way better. 28. All right. So, while Connor does not see anything really, Mr. Homer, you see a man in a full metal suit, like a shiny platinum suit, just rushing straight over towards you, like a bullet almost. And he slams his head and shoulder into the side of the car,
Wait, what?
making it completely fly up into the air.
What the fuck?
It spins around over and over and over again before smashing down on the ground full force.
Did you just kill my parents? Jesus.
So yeah, you just hear a loud bang for Connor, and you just suddenly fly up in the air. You feel all gravity like lift off, and you're dazed, confused, and just boosh, crash down into the ground, just smashing some of the cement under you.
Well, once Homer comes to his senses, he looks around and like kind of tries to open the door of the car.
You're trying. You look around the car. You guys are all hanging upside down right now from like your seatbelts. Whenever you look around, you see both of the people in the front seat are kind of dangling there. The father has a little bit of a bloody side of his head, like where his temple got hit, and and his mother is, she's hit the front of her head a little bit more,
Are
and
they
the airbags
unconscious?
are out, but like it doesn't seem like it did too much considering how the car actually landed. Like they're not protected from rhino attacks or anything like that. Usually,
Okay, so
Oh,
in like a quick moment, Homer like unbuckles his seatbelt and prepares to land.
acrobatics.
are they Are the front seat people unconscious?
Yeah, yeah. They both seem unconscious.
12. It can't have been hard.
You were a little confused and dazed from the crash, and you just kind of sort of plop onto all fours. You don't really
Okay.
do it like a flip and land on your feet. You just kind of sort of plop there. Get a little bit of
Uh,
glass on you, but nothing else.
So in the same motion as getting up and like opening the door, I'm calling 911.
All right, you call on to 911. Basically, you're put on hold considering how many people are calling them right now.
Okay.
And whenever you try and open the door is jammed.
Okay, it's time to kick open. What's Connor doing? I'm sorry, I'm stealing.
I want to get out of the seatbelt.
All right, you pop off the seatbelt and fall down to the bottom of the car, which is now the top of the car.
Are my parents like alive?
Oh, okay, you're do a medicine check for me.
15.
You feel a pulse on both of them,
Okay, so
and you
then
can tell if there's any injury, it's more like a concussion than anything that can really help here and now.
Palmer, you already called 911, yeah?
Yeah, it didn't really work.
All right, well,
So then I proceed to kick the door down.
Strength check.
16.
All right, you kick at the door, and kick at it again, and then finally kick it one more time before the door just pops up with a loud crack, and kind of sort of like bounces a bit before falling off of its hinges.
Okay. And then I go to go assist his parents out of the car.
You go up to the front doors, and once again they're crumpled and kind of sort of stuck, more or less. The steel on steel is pretty hardcore right now because of the crumpling of the front end of the car. Give me another strength check.
do I do one as well for the other side of the car?
Nat
Yeah,
20?
go for it. Nat 20. All right, you basically grab the door and just start to rip it off.
This is still perfectly human, I assure you.
Hey man, that post-car accident is super quick.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you're in a car accident, sometimes you have adrenaline.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, you just yank it on down. You pull open the doors to the car. And yeah, you can do you do one for the other side, Mr. Connor.
Yeet, 13.
All right. As for you, you kind of sort of struggle with the door for a little bit before it finally screeches open.
We need to get him out of the seatbelts.
Right. Connor, you grab your dad. You're barely able to hold him up whenever he falls down out of his seatbelt. So he kind of sort of hits the bottom end of his body on the glass a little bit.
I'm sure it's fine.
As you drag him on out of the car.
Oof.
Yeah, you didn't manage to completely stop him from just flopping down on the ground. And as for Homer, you grab the mother and just kind of sort of pull her on out without, like, letting her touch the ground. Like, you managed to hoist her. So anyways, now around you, there is the bank off to the right, which is currently being raided by a group of 3 people. Off to the left, there is basically nothing but a flood of cars that have just been completely stopped and, like, flipped over. And behind that, there is a forming police barricade.
Okay.
Where basically sirens are blaring and they're just coming out here as fast as possible.
Might want to go there, boyos.
Should probably take the injured.
Homer says, I'm gonna go get help," and then starts and tries to run around the corner and then speed home.
You just ditch me here.
That's
Wait, you're
straight
running.
up.
You're running home, Homer?
Yes.
What for this time?
Baseball bat.
Oh, you didn't have your baseball bat on you?
No.
Big oof.
Yeah.
With your speed, how long does it take you to get home?
Depends on how close we were. I have speed 2.
I mean, you
and
guys
I
were
could-
going home.
Yeah.
You guys were going home.
There's
I
also
want a
car
stealth
wreck
check.
on the thing.
Stealth check.
He's walking, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so you managed to get around the corner without Connor noticing and run off. So, in the meantime, Connor, what are you up to?
Are there any medics by the police barricade?
You don't see any yet.
But
There's
it's
just a lot of
assumed they will.
sirens. I mean, like, there's lines and lines of, police cars coming up first.
Can I call over some help? Like, my fucking parents are bleeding out here.
As you're screaming for help, you notice that, like, a lot of the people in the same area are screaming for help too. I mean, they, like, seem to take your initiative and start to also scream. Because there's, like, 4 or 5 different flipped cars just, like, right in your area.
Alright, well, if can I start trying to, drag him over to the blockade?
Yeah, you can start pulling them off that way. And once you get close enough to them, the fully, like, armored SWAT guys will then start to help you grab them and pull them back behind the barricade as they're making it.
Alright.
Like, anyone who's, like, finished their part of the barricade will go on ahead and, help you out a little bit.
Alright.
And pull them on back behind the basically human wall that's forming, or van wall that's forming. And they look over you and then the 2 unconscious parents, and they're like, "Are you guys okay? Any bleeding? Any weakness?"
I don't think so. Just they hit their head and got some glass, on them. That's all I can see, anyway.
All right, keep pulling them on back.
Alright.
Just stay behind the barricade. Everything will be all right.
I sure fucking hope so.
You pull them on behind said barricade for a while, and basically eventually some of the ambulances get through after a pretty sizely wall of vans is formed, and it stops kind of sort of right in front of a group of skyscrapers. It's basically using the opposite side of the road where people would be going the other way, but yeah, they start to form up, kind of sort of making like a little tent shack between them. They go to any of the nearest people who have been able to, limp their way over to them and start pulling them onto gurneys and, treating them on the spot.
All right. Well, I'll take my parents over there, and then I guess I should go back to the barricade, see what happens.
Okay, you drag your parents on over to the gurneys, and the medical assistants go on ahead and, help take them from you and put them on the gurneys before they try and take a look over you. They're like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm fine, somewhat.
Connor gets hospitalized again.
Yes, Connor gets hospitalized again. They flash the flashlights in your eyes again. Is there anything you're gonna do, or?
Well, I don't think there's any problems for now, anyway.
All right, we're gonna need to take you back here and make sure you don't have any sort of concussions or brain bleeds or anything like that.
Is it like a quick thing? I don't have to go to the hospital,
No, it's definitely gonna be a hospital visit.
But I'm fine.
You can say that all day, but that doesn't mean anything.
Well, what? I
Connor, just accept this as.
just don't want to go back to the hospital again.
Hospital man, take me by the hand. Nurse assistant tries to, pull you on into a gurney.
No, I have to see if I dropped anything at the car. And I
You
start
can check it
running.
later. We'll make
No.
sure that we pick up everything.
No, it's super important. And I start running.
All right. You manage to rush past him as he tries to, pull you on into the gurney.
This only makes you look insane.
And
so you rush back to the barricade?
Yeah, I want to just like blend in somewhere in some alley and get out some sort of disguise on.
All right, you're trying to find some sort of place to hide. Go on ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Natural 1.
Making for a total of 2.
Yes, making.
All right, it takes you a very long time to find a good place to hunker down and change your costume.
Are there any like payphones nearby?
You gotta
Payphones?
call a taxi or something?
Well, no.
Yeah, sure. There's a payphone, I guess. Even though cell phones are a thing, but yeah, there's a payphone.
Yeah, but is there anyone close by? I hope not. If there's anyone here, I'm gonna wait until they disappear. If there's no one there.
Okay. You didn't mean phone booth? Yeah, there's a phone booth nearby. There's not any people nearby.
Okay.
They're if there is anybody nearby, they're focusing their attention on the bank robbery in session.
So, I'm gonna do my thing and pop into the wires and go into the bank.
Okay. You pop on into the wires and go into the bank. In the meantime, yeah, Mr. Homer, you've had enough time to get your bat by now.
In addition to getting his bat, Homer kind of looks at it like, "Oh God, I'm doing this, aren't I?" He throws off his shirt, throws on like a generic red one along with like a black jacket, and rummages through his dad's closet till he finds like a hockey mask.
You're wearing a hockey mask?
Yep.
Looking like Jason with a fucking bat.
Yep. And then I grab a skateboard and then I hop out a window and run over. Super fast.
All right. So you get back, and Tony. So you get over to this bank. You see wanton destruction in the middle of the streets. Cars flipped over everywhere. They're smoking. Some of them are burning a little bit. Starting to catch on fire. And there's a big hole just kind of sort of like laid waste into the side of the bank, just completely like cut through it. Okay.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
you managed to make your way on past the police vehicles, kind of sort of, kicking off the top of them, bouncing off of them, and sliding through traffic.
Radical.
Maybe a few of them see you, but you make your way over there, more or less stealthily. And you get on over to the massive hole in the wall. And whenever you do, you see a group of at least, 6, 7 goons, along with another group of 3 people up towards the front, which have bashed open, the massive safe. And they're currently pulling out money. There's a man in a completely silver costume. I mean, he looks like he's made out of metal almost. Like, with what's all on his arms and head. Like I said, kind of sort of like a bullet. Beside him, there's a man in a brown uniform with antennas. And he's got some sort of like insignia on his chest. It kind of sort of looks like a roach. And one more. There is a tiny little gray man standing beside that, and he has a long tail. Like a long, smooth tail. And a bald head, which is kind of sort of, rounded out even more by his big goggles that he wears on his head. Yeah, they've got a group of hostages kind of sort of laid out between the 7 goons. They're all on their knees and, got guns to their heads more or less, so nobody can come through the hole in the wall and just, face them straight up. And this goes for you too, Connor. This is also what you see whenever you flash on inside.
Alright. Am I on like the upper level?
Basically, they have the core room all taken out, and that's where they have the hostages and everything. Basically, they're pulled up and against the walls. And then off to the right is the safe itself. And the, concierge desk and all that, which has been, completely trashed and gone through. There's rooms off to the left and forward, which haven't been gone through, but besides that.
Is the upstairs there?
No, there's no upstairs here.
Ooh.
All right, I'll sneak in and I'll wait.
How many are there?
They have about, between the 7 of them, basically, 13 hostages just lined up along the wall.
Okay, and how many of the goons are actually like keeping track of them?
They have a good 4 of them, while the other 3 just kind of sort of stand behind the big man covered in shiny silver.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, Homer manages to get his way back towards the scene of the accident after he puts on his hockey mask and all that.
does he see? Are there any like lampposts or telephone poles near the bank?
Yeah, there's 2 right in front of it.
Then I'll use the lamppost and my swinging speed to get to the roof of the building.
So you swing yourself off the lamppost, Assassin's Creed style?
Yep.
I'm assuming you don't take any fall damage.
I do not.
You're immune to fall damage? Okay.
I can basically fly to one place to another, assuming there is like stuff to swing off of.
Okay, I'm just making sure because, that's a pretty big fall if you're swinging yourself off a lamppost and just falling down onto the ground.
So I'll make an
'Cause
athletics
you're-
check to improve it by 1.
Okay, go
I
for it.
move 6 feet. To which I succeed.
Alright, with that you might be able to barely make it up to the top. You kind of sort of stumble a bit, but you barely reach the corner of the building.
Nice.
So you stumble up on the white cobblestone bank building, and there's a bit of a skylight in the center of it, through which you can see the group of people down below. To the back of you is the hole. Up in front of you is a small area where the lake is, and you can see a skyscraper back behind that. And to the left and the right, there are more buildings.
I'm gonna smash down through the skylight, landing in the center of the room, and take the defend action.
Gosh damn it! What was the point of that?
Leroy Jenkins.
All right, initiative, everybody,
Yo, Joe!
except for Travis, who does not need to make an initiative since he initiated.
What does that mean?
You know exactly what that means. First initiative of the game, ain't it?
And
Yeah.
it's already tied.
Call it. 1 or 2?
2.
It's 1. So it is Homer, Kieran, and the Soundboy Connor.
First, yeah. I mean, well, it seems like you know who goes first.
The Bullet Man.
No.
The newt.
Well, yeah, the Bullet Man actually, but and then it's the thugs.
Oh my god. You said there were 7?
Yeah, there's 7
yeah, like
of them.
Homer, you are
Don't worry, it's fine.
you are gonna have to dodge how many attacks?
I mean, unless they shoot the hostages.
Well,
All right, does that hit you, Mr. Batman?
I have to roll to see.
yep.
Yeah,
Roll the
let's see if a 25 hits Mr. Batman.
Is it a dodge or a parry?
That is a parry.
So since I took the defend action, I get to roll and add 10. And I have something on my weapon, which gives me extra 2, but it doesn't matter.
So 20 versus 25.
Yep.
All right, so the Silver Man just kind of sort of puts his head down and just zooms across the bank, just knocking over everything in his way again before he just bashes right into you.
That wasn't
Roll me
good.
toughness.
17.
All right, that is a failure by no 1. My bad.
Okay.
So he zooms across the thing, just smacks straight into Batman. He gets pretty well winded, knocked onto his ass almost.
I have a question. Did he make was there any sort of weapon other than his head?
He just barreled his head straight into you.
Yeah. Can't do anything in this game.
And he gives a loud shout. What you doing in here?
Came to make a withdrawal.
It's all blank
serve
now.
justice.
I came to make a withdrawal. Withdraw my head from your guts.
Yeah, kindly do that, please. It hurt a bit.
On the other end, you have a group of thugs. They the 4 who are with the hostages basically put their guns right up to the hostages, preparing to shoot if anybody does anything now.
All right.
As the other 2 march on forwards behind the Silver Man, and they say, "Make another move, and the hostages are shot." That was totally epic.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think there's anything reasonable I can do to stop those shots, man.
I disagree with that, but that's
if
okay.
if they have a prepared action, I'm kind of screwed.
I mean, I know a certain thingamajig you have that,
Oh.
does stuff. After this, the small little Newt Man looks back and he's like, "Let's hurry up and get the cash loaded into the vans. Then we can get out of here." At which point the Roach Man nods and starts loading up the more and more cash onto the dollies before trying to pull them out back. So they don't do anything. It's now your turn, Mr. Ninja Boy.
I'm gonna throw a
Tony.
smoke bomb right between all hostages.
All right, so a 15-foot cloud.
Mm.
All right, so it manages to cover the most of the civilians, and let's see. As soon as you toss it, the guards begin to fire.
But they all have concealment, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're all concealed, and everybody else in it is concealed, so they have a -5. You're getting
Jesus
lucky
Christ.
here.
Oh my god.
All right, none of the hostages get hit.
Oh my god.
Wow, thank God.
And I still don't have a turn in initiative.
Wait,
Is-
so now the hostages are in the smoke area, and the goons are too? Or
except for the 3 behind the silver bullet, behind the
So
silver
now
boy.
we can't kill or incapacitate the goons either.
I mean, you can if you have some sort of vision that can see through
Do
it.
they have phones on them, by any chance?
I don't see why they
Do
wouldn't.
they have radios? Anything like that?
And I don't think that makes you able to see them.
Well, I can sense radio waves, and
To
I
be
have
fair.
sonar too. So
All right. You've
sonar?
got your defend action on. So does a 13 or a 19 hit you?
That's plus 10. That doesn't hit.
It's plus 10. Okay.
And 25 for the other.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. All right.
Did
So
they
you
have
managed to
Did they attack me with weapons?
from ranged weapons. Yeah. Can you still destroy it?
I think. Hmm.
You can only smash at ranged if you have a ranged weapon.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
So
my bat has the smashing, so no.
okay. I thought that would be how it works. All right, Connor.
So my sonar specifically has penetrates concealment.
Your sonar.
Yes, and it
Yeah,
detects sound, so it would go through that anyways.
Yeah, you'd be able to hear them.
I love how the Death Kid has sonar.
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna multi-attack one of the goons.
Just one of them.
Yeah, I have takedown, so I can make this go on for quite a while. As long as I not natural one, I'm gonna use a hero point. Fuck.
As long as I don't natural ones.
17.
All right, you managed to smack the first guy. I'll roll his toughness.
So the DC is 24 for the toughness.
Okay, that's a fail by 2, and he goes down.
Right, and are the other goons adjacent to this goon?
No, they are staggered, one on each side, on each end of the group of people.
If you have 2 ranks of takedown, you can take down non-adjacent minions.
Yeah, I don't have 2 ranks.
Oof.
Oh shit.
Thanks for listening to Bastion, The Last Citadel. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're informed when future episodes air. You can also follow us on the Twitter page at Bastion Citadel. That's BASTIONCITADEL. Links in the description below. And as always, thanks for listening.